Hello. This is episode 6, I think, right? Episode 6. Hi. How's your week been? I'm hoping that this is a little I think it should still work. I've got a towel wrapped around the microphone, but not my head this time. I'm hoping that talking into the mic will mean that I don't have to boil my head while I talk. So we're going to see how this goes. This week, the audio is bad. Sorry. But I just, the radiator's been on in this room and I've got the computer on and it's just going to get so hot. I'm already a day behind. I just got to get this shit recorded, man. My week's been good. I've been feeling positive. That's always a positive. Work has been fairly good. It's been busy, but not like exhaustingly busy. And it's good. I'm feeling needed, I guess, because I'm halfway decent with computers, which means that they need me around. But yeah, it's nice feeling like I'm doing stuff that other people can't, at least in the general area. I feel like I'm laughing at myself way too much already. Yeah. I'm recording this on Sunday instead of Saturday in the evening after I've been at work. So if I'm sounding even more tired and deadpan than I usually do in these, that'll probably be why. But yeah, I've been fucking around with where I put my mic. I've been trying to change spots for it because where it is, it feels okay. Like it felt okay, but it was just awkward with like when I'm on a call. I'm kind of talking away from it most of the time, so it sounds like I'm not like the right volume to people, I think sometimes, like on Discord and stuff. So I'm hoping that the way I've got it set now is a little bit easier to sort of adjust and I can move it around my monitor, because the monitor that it was behind before is the one that like has a panic attack every single time you try and move it. I'm hoping that having it behind the one that is a little bit more cooperative means that I get a little bit more range of motion. Yesterday I bought some more Pokemon cards. I managed to get a Prismatic Evolutions binder with 5 packs. So I opened those up yesterday. I didn't get anything like phenomenal, no secret art. But I did get a Jolteon EX, which apparently I looked at like the PSA 10, the recent PSA 10 that got sold was like $83, something like that. And then I went and did the TCG Live card pulls and got the Umbreon EX secret rare, but only in digital form. I was so pissed off. It was so annoying. I was like, this is the card like that's being sold right now, and I've got it as like an NFT. It's fucking bullshit. It's so annoying. But aside from that, I also got like one of the One Piece card packs. I just bought myself one of those, and didn't get anything like phenomenal. I did get a nice foil like holo of Charlotte Smoothie from the Big Mom Pirates. That one looks cool. It's got the like Jolly Roger foil on it. It looks very cool. But yeah, it's been a fairly quiet week. It hasn't been too busy, really. Haven't really done too much. Haven't gone to watch Nosferatu again. I can't remember if I said it in the last video now. I should have probably checked, but I've been making Annabelle watch Dungeon Meshi. So she's been enjoying that. You know, she's a good cook. So I thought, hey, you might enjoy this where they make all the food look really nice. So, yeah, I'm hoping that, I mean, we're on like episode, I think you just finished episode 10 earlier tonight, and she seems to be enjoying it. But yeah. What else? Ooh, some of the content I've been consuming recently. Obviously there's Magnus Archives. Thank you very much, Amy. I just finished listening to some of the side stuff that they did over their season 3 break. So like around the episode 100s, there's like a little like 0.1, 0.2 stuff. I didn't listen to the TTRPG episodes that they released, but I'll probably like go back and listen to them at some point, because it was like a horror 2-part like one-shot sort of game that the creator of Magnus Archives did for their like gaming podcast. So I probably will listen to that because he's quite good at writing horror, surprisingly enough. And I think it would be fun to listen to them all in a slightly different setting, a slightly less scripted setting. I've been watching a YouTube channel called Jetlag the Game and really enjoying their stuff. It's so easy to just sort of like throw on and just enjoy. It's like this really weird level of really relaxing but quite intense in the way like the games that they play. I've just been watching some of their like hide and seek stuff because that's been very fun to watch. They have a lot of like little ways to make it a bit more interesting than just a game of hide and seek around an entire country. So I've been watching their hide and seek across Japan series so far, and it's been very good so far. Been really enjoying it. So if that's something you guys would be interested in, I highly recommend. Yeah, I got suggested it by Ludwig, and I know how much Amy hates Ludwig. He's evil, but what can I say? He's a good YouTube consumer. He knows what to watch, man. But yeah, and then what else? I feel like content-wise, that's about it. My back has been really killing me recently. I don't know what it is. My neck and my back are just getting like really sore again. I'm not sure if it's the way I'm lying or the way I'm doing my work, whether I'm pulling it or like straining them in a silly way. I don't know. But like especially today, end of the day at work, I really was feeling it in my neck. So I'm hoping to, potentially fix that soon. I don't know. Did. What else? Oh, it's been about a year since me and Annabelle put an offer in on the house that we moved into in March last year. So looking forward to sort of celebrating 1 year of being stuck together. It was funny, just earlier she was talking about like how I hate talking about baby names just as like hypotheticals. She might even be able to hear all this. I don't know. She's currently watching New Amsterdam downstairs with Bruce just wrapped up. Her lovely cozy stress show. I don't understand how anyone can like relax to those kinds of shows. I was talking to Mum about it yesterday. I was like, they're just so stressful. It just, I don't know, not my kind of not my kind of relaxation show. So yeah, it's been weird. It's almost been a year since owning a house and living in it. In about a month. No, 2 months, sorry. Like a month and a half. It'll have been a year since me and Annabelle moved into this house. And that's kind of cool. It's been so good. It really has been a really good year. Been feeling low at times, but I think the overall, if you look at like the graph, I feel like it's more positive than negative this last year, and I can't wait for more. But yeah, I think there's so many things that we've already managed to do with the house, like some of the rooms that we've had redone and stuff like that, and I can't wait for more of it. I really want shelves in this room because like the wall behind me is just very sad and bare, and like the reason I've got a towel over my mic is because there's not really like that much soundproofing in this house really. But especially this room, it's very very much gives sad. I don't know how else to explain it. Me and Natty played some Fortnite the other night. That was fun with Gil. That was a lot of fun. I am abysmal at the game, but sure, it's a kids game, so it's not me that's bad. It's everyone else that's sweaty. It's always the way it works. Because there's no way I could be bad at a kids game. It's funny. I realized like as I was trying to type out like little notes on like talking points or whatever to figure out what I want to talk about in this episode. I feel like, again, as always, these are getting shorter I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel like I need to, like, it doesn't feel like I'm doing enough to warrant talking for a long time. It feels like a lot of waffle. And so I would feel bad sort of trying to force a longer video when there's nothing for me to really talk about because nothing's happened. And it's one of those where, like, I don't feel like there's much point. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think the gist of it is that I've been feeling fairly good this week, and there's not much that, not many notes that I have, I guess. Sorry, I'm just kind of like talking and watching the little mic thingy go green and like up and down while I talk. It's very satisfying. Yeah, I just completely zoned out while I was talking. I don't know what I was saying now. Fuck. I think, yeah, I haven't done anything about, I was saying about Blender in the other video. I haven't done any thinking about what I would want to do with that. I haven't even installed it. It's such a, I don't know, in my head, it's now become this thing of like, no, there's no point. Even though I know that that's stupid. It was funny. There was a song that I was listening to. It's a really good song. It's nothing like phenomenal, but let me find it. Where would it be? I think I added it to my liked songs. Yeah. Will Parkeen. He apparently liked 2 songs. I didn't even realize that. So one of the ones that I was listening to is called P's Theme, and it's just like a little guitar instrumental, and it just sounds phenomenal. And I was thinking about it as I was at work. I was listening to it, and I couldn't stop thinking about the idea of like an animation with that song just like playing, and it's like the animation is the guitar being played and stuff like that. And I thought about how cool it would be for someone to animate someone playing the guitar like really detailed. And it was this weird thing that just sort of like hit me in the head as I was listening to this song, and I couldn't then get it out of my head. And like that instant I started googling whether his stuff's like DMCA free for videos. I've got no idea because I couldn't find anything on it because he's not like a big artist. I think he's got a lot of stuff, but I say that as I just checked how many monthly listeners he's got, and it's like 2.5 million monthly listeners just on Spotify. His most popular one is a song called Chandelier, which I haven't actually listened to. I probably should. I might do that after this. But I really recommend giving some of that guy's stuff a listen, because it just was so intense. Like I don't know how to describe it. I've only listened to the song once, but it just felt so like raw and real, I guess is probably the best way to describe it, because you could just feel the notes being played. I think is probably how I would say it, I guess. I really should try and get back into guitar as well. There's so many things that I pick up and put down on like an annual basis of like, oh yeah, this would be good, and then I just throw it away and never look at it again. Like my guitar's still at my parents' house with its amp and everything else involved with it. I've got so many guitar tabs of various punk songs because I wanted to listen to punk songs and be able to play punk songs. And so, yeah, because I started that as like a D&V skill thing as part of the, the award. You do, what is it? Skills, volunteer, like physical, I think was one of them. I really thought outside the box thanks to Mum with those ones. I did like horse riding as a physical and then a skill the next year. And then guitar was one of them, and go-karting. Don't know how I managed to finesse go-karting. Well, no, I'm pretty sure that was the skill. Oh, I actually have no idea. The way I did it, and then obviously there's expedition as well. I only did bronze and silver, and I only got the award for bronze because I didn't submit all of my stuff for the silver award. So even though I did the expedition part of it, and I did everything else by like a country mile, I just couldn't be asked to submit all of my stuff because that would have been too much for me at the time. Probably a very glaring flag that I had something is the fact that I had all of this stuff, but the idea of putting it on scanning it and putting it up as a document for people to invigilate, I just couldn't handle. How did we not know? How did we not know sooner? But yeah, after that whole tangent, I really recommend giving his stuff a listen, because it was very fun to listen to, and it really got my head going in a positive way. And I think that's what music is supposed to do, is to get your brain moving and make those connections that you might not even notice that you're making and that you had lying there behind everything. I'm not entirely sure what else to say, really. I feel like this is going to be a really short one, because even though the timer says 20 minutes, this is going to be like 15 after cutting everything, all the ums, because oh my god, I keep fucking saying them. I don't even know if this is going to sound any good. I'm going to put all the audio editing goodies on after this to make it sound nice and crisp. I think last week's one came out really nicely. I think you could hear all the words I was saying, which was nice, including my P's and my S's and my T's, because they pop. And I think I don't know what kind of pop filter there was on OBS filters, but it just kept, I think it was to do with the noise gate, and when it opens, it was too slow for the things to come through properly. So it was cutting off like the first milliseconds of a word, and that meant that like the word felt like it just sort of happened instead of being said. But I think with this, because I'm able to do the editing after the audio comes through, it comes out a little bit clearer. It obviously, OBS is designed for video recording, streaming, where the talking doesn't really, the level of thought you need for talking into a video at the same time as making the video is a little different compared to recording it on Audacity like I'm doing, editing that after, and then adding video after the fact, which I think means that this comes out a little bit crisper, and I hope that sounds good. I guess. Yeah, I think last week's one came out really nicely. I think compared to some of the other weeks that it was a little scuffed. I'm feeling positive about this. It's getting me to think about what I'm adding to my audio as well, which I think is always a good thing. I think it's making me think just in general, and it's giving me a little bit more consciousness about noise proofing, about what makes it through filters, about how noise reduction works, and I don't know, it just feels really good. And it was funny as well listening to some of the like behind the scenes stuff with some of the Magnus Archive, like season 1 and 2 stuff. The amount of editing that goes in, it's insane. It obviously, the whole point is it's a very professional production and it's well made, and you can feel that. And the way they talked about how, good music, good background music is invisible, where if it's, too great, it's what you're focusing on. But if it's really bad, it's what you're going to focus on, because your ears are going to pick up on that and go, oh my God. So it has to toe this really thin line of making sense, but not overpowering the, conversation that's happening over it. And I don't know. I thought it was very cool, and it was very fun. And them talking about all the Foley as well. So Foley is various audio, like, sounds that people record and then like put that up for sale for podcasts and radio shows and stuff to use. And obviously like TV as well will sometimes use it, because although they've been able to record it, the sound won't be as clear as if they were just recording the sound, because you can't get the mic right next to it because you don't want the mic in the shot. So they'll use Foley, which is basically a recorded thing of that thing that they can put over in post and make it sound like you're there, basically. And I think they were talking about some of the stuff with worms that they have, like there's loads of grotty worms and shit like that. And they talked about how that was basically just a big pot of pasta with a microphone right next to it, and then squishing it with their hands because it makes just the right sound for it. And like slamming doors, running, shutting a phone, turning on a tape recorder, that sort of stuff. It's all like really meticulously added, edited, and just made really perfect. Very fun listening to it, and it's really satisfying listening to it at work, where these guys are talking about how good they are at something. And it just, again, I think it's one of those, it really gets my brain turning with not so much ideas, but just that feeling of creativity that I think sometimes I don't think I always have. I think I struggle. I think I was saying, like, me and Annabelle have talked about this as well. I really struggle to like imagine things. Like the recent one was, she just randomly, we were looking at one of the laundry packets, the thing that you just kind of like throw in the washing machine with the laundry. As the washing machine's going, it dissolves the like outer packet, and then all the detergent gets mixed in with the liquid. So you have like, the right amount of detergent, the right amount of conditioner and stuff. You just leave it in. She just goes to me, "You think if that was like a sweet, would you eat it?" And I was like, well no, because it looks that way. Like it looks that way, so no, I wouldn't. She's like, yeah, but what if it was like chocolate? I'm like, no, because it looks like a detergent packet, and I just couldn't sort of divorce the idea of the fact that it looks like something that could kill you. And I really struggled to. And I think the more we were talking about it, the more I was like, this is probably a shade of my genetic autism that, is like, I think especially my brain gets very stubborn on ideas and shuts down potentials and hypotheticals sometimes. Because I do like imagining, I like thinking up things, but I think I hit like a roadblock sometimes, especially when I'm tired, where it just won't go further than that. And it's not so much a struggle, but it can make it hard sometimes with conversation. And I think that's the way to say it. Like, obviously I don't have an autism diagnosis. I don't know if there's much point in getting one, because I don't think I'm so far on the spectrum that it makes me like struggle with a lot of stuff. I think there's things that I do struggle with that could be attributed to autism, but I think generally speaking it's not life altering for me. I think obviously I've especially recently I've realized there's a lot of coping mechanisms I have just that I've come up with. Like, I don't know if this is the ADHD or potential autism, something else, but like, especially when I was a kid, I really liked finishing steps on my right foot. And like, I still do that. Our house has 11 steps. I always have to start on my left foot. I don't know when this started, but since I can remember, I've always had to start going up the stairs on my left foot, always finish the stairs on my right foot. And it means if there's an odd number of stairs, I have to skip a step. So I now skip a step at home every single day. Every single time I go up and down the stairs, I skip one of the steps so that I end the stairs on my right foot. And like, for a very long time, I'm not as bad at it now. Like, I'm not as bad with this now, but like, I used to have to finish certain sections of a walk on my right. Like, again, it was the idea that if I start on my left foot and finish on my right foot, that's an even number of steps for this area. So like, at home, if I was walking in the kitchen, I would enter the kitchen on my left foot and I would leave the kitchen. The last step would be my right foot in the kitchen. And I think I didn't realize how strange that might be, because it is now something that I don't even think about. Like, I just do that, and there'll be a couple days a week where I realize that I've been doing it. And like, if I get to the end of a section and I know that the next step might be like my left foot is the last one, I will take a shorter step so that my right foot finishes and then carry on. And I've just always done this, and it's so, I don't know if it's relaxing, you know, it feels correct, and I don't think I could do it any other way. It's very strange. And like, I think that's the biggest one for me. I guess another one is like, you know, like electrical sections outside, you know, like the covers and stuff. I can't think what they're properly called, but you know, like drain covers, but for electricals, so that the people can get under the ground to the wires to check that they're all okay and stuff like that. And obviously like plumbing as well. When there's two of them, again, it's an even number. So I step on one with my left foot, and then the next one I step on it with my right foot, and then I continue walking. If there's an odd number, I have to walk on the cracks because there's an even number of cracks, so that I step on the first crack on my left foot and I step on the last crack on my right foot. And again, it's something that I've always done since I can't remember now. I've just always done it. And yeah, it's just relaxing. And then when you think about it further, you know, if I step out of the house on my left foot and then step back into the house on my right foot, then I've done an even number of steps. And I just think that's quite a cool idea as well, is that I've been able to make sure that it's an even number of steps. I'm not weird, you are. Because I can keep track of my steps, and that's cool of me. It's a really cool thing that Gabe does and has always done. So yeah, I guess there's a little hint of strange to finish this off, because I think even though I said I wasn't sure how I'm gonna, you know, make this really long, I think I've kind of managed it. So yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good week, and I can't wait to see you next week. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe. If you see, again, ask as many questions as you want in the comments. If you hate the audio, you know, you can say that. It won't make me sad. It might make me a little sad, but you know, I'll survive, and I'll fix it for next week. And obviously, subscribe if I haven't already said that. Please subscribe, please. I'm sure that whoever this algorithm has hit, if you're still listening, then I feel like it's rude that you haven't subscribed yet, because if you're still listening to this, then you've clearly either enjoyed it or you're willing to just throw whatever on, and it's a free thing that you can do. And yeah, why aren't you subscribed? It's weird that you're not. It's actually weirder that you're not subscribed than if you were to subscribe to this weird British man. But yeah, I think that's all there is to it. I can feel my eyes getting heavy as I talk, so I'm gonna leave it here and see you next week. Goodbye.